Route 78 Denver, take one.
Steve. Marker.
Hi, I'm Glen Trew. You know, sound equipment for film and video production needs to be as small and lightweight as possible. With that in mind, I want to show you one of the coolest things you can have on your cart, the Miracle Whip 216. The Miracle Whip 216 is a dipole antenna tuned to 216 megahertz, which is the most commonly used frequency for wireless monitoring on the set for Comteks and earwigs. Most 216 megahertz dipole antennas are made of rigid metal and are over 2 feet long. But take a look at the Miracle Whip. Where's mine? Oh yeah, I put it in my pocket. But first, a little bit about antennas. Basically, an antenna is a conductive material, like a wire, cut to a length that efficiently picks up a radio signal of a specific frequency to deliver it to a receiver. A common length for an antenna element is 1/4 wavelength. For the UHF frequencies our wireless microphones are usually on, around 500 to 600 megahertz, a quarter wavelength is about 4 inches or so, which explains the length of the whip antennas you usually see on body pack transmitters. But a 216 megahertz antenna needs to be longer because the lower the frequency, the longer the wavelength. Therefore, the antenna element you'd find mounted directly on a 216 megahertz transmitter would be about a foot long. So you'd think that a remote antenna connected by cable to a 216 megahertz transmitter would be about 12 inches long, right? That would be nice, but no. You see, an antenna mounted directly on a transmitter uses the metal chassis of the transmitter as a ground plane so that the antenna works more efficiently. Remote mounting the antenna without the benefit of a ground plane requires a different design, and one of the simplest is the dipole. The quarter wave dipole uses 2 opposing elements, each a quarter wavelength long, which in the case of a 216 megahertz band is about 12 inches each, for a total of about 24 inches. This creates a problem in need of a solution. After all, 24 inches of metal beam is unwieldy. It's hard to pack and tends to poke people in the eyes. The solution that all this has been leading up to is a kit by Remote Audio Products that adds flexible extensions to the Electrosonics folding dipole antenna, altering it for use with 216 megahertz transmitters. The kit consists of 2 extensions and 4 long screws that replace the original shorter screws. The extensions are heated and bent so that they clamp in the electro antenna beams. An important part about the Miracle Whip extensions is that they are cut from a special memory steel wire formulated to always return to its original shape. Unlike other wire or rigid antenna elements, the Miracle Whip can be bent and even tied in a knot over and over again and will always straighten out for a proper vertically polarized orientation. So, in addition to the folding feature of the electrode dipole, you can also fold the Miracle Whip elements in half, making it even smaller for packing. True Audio offers the Remote Audio Miracle Whip 216 in 2 forms, either as a simple kit for converting Electrosonics SNA 600 folding dipole antennas you may already have, or as a complete assembly with the elements already installed on a new SNA 600 folding dipole antenna. I rely on the Comtek 216 transmitters for wireless monitoring on the set, and the Miracle Whip 216 antenna is the only antenna I've used for that purpose in over 10 years. The range is amazing, the real-world performance is equal to any others, and it's so small it'll fit in your pocket. And for a 216 megahertz dipole antenna, that's a miracle. You can purchase the Miracle Whip 216 online at trueaudio.com or at any of our locations. True Audio, we're everywhere you are.